Hello, my friends, and today I have a battle here against This Account Was Taken, or This Name Is Ironic, whichever one that you have come to accept as his real name. Um, but yeah, this is a mixed tier match. It's all I really remember about it. It was on stream, I know that, so I know that it's a mixed tier match. That's what I have written down. But aside from that, I don't really remember how many of each tiers they're supposed to be. But as you can see, I think I end up having, let's see, one, two. I guess we each have two OU. No, I guess I have three. I don't know, but whatever. Anyway, so there he is. This is a very good battler. He's beaten me a handful of times. I don't think I've actually gotten one against him, so it's would be nice to actually, win. So yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and lead with my Alolan Muck. He's gonna go ahead and lead with Beedrill, and this is gonna go ahead and obviously be a Mega Beedrill. Why would we do Beedrill otherwise? So I'm just gonna go into my Celesteela, knowing that I pretty much wall anything this wants to do to me. If he does have Drill Run, I obviously have the immunity to that instead of the weakness. He's probably just going to go ahead and U-turn out anyway, knowing that Drill Run probably won't kill definitely won't kill my Alolan Muck anyway in one hit, so he probably just wants to U-turn. Either way, Celesteela is obviously pretty good for that. So looking at his team, he, in the pregame, he has Toxapex, and I actually brought absolutely nothing for Toxapex. So that's going to be a real problem, yeah, that's going to be a huge problem for me. Going to make this match definitely pretty interesting. So he's going to go ahead and leave and go into Bayleaf, which is interesting. He's using Eviolite Bayleaf instead of Meganium, so you don't see that every day. I'm going to go ahead and just Toxic him. I kind of expect him to have Aromatherapy anyway, but why not? He's going to go for the Leech Seeds, and it's going to obviously force me to switch. I don't really want to stay in. I go to my Rapidash. This is, I believe, a Choice Banded Rapidash as he goes into his Feraligatr, so I know that I can outspeed Feraligatr with Rapidash, and I decide just to go for I believe, the Wild Charge. He's going to go back into his Beedrill, and I don't see why anyone would hard switch into Beedrill against anything, especially not a Fire type. Seems like a really weird play, because after the Wild Charge, he barely lives. Mega Beedrill is, like, literally one of the frailest Pokemon in the game. You don't see people switching in very often. I thought that was a really bad play, so he just goes for a U-turn, which I go right back into my Celesteela. And, yeah, he just U-turns back into his Feraligatr. I guess he was trying to get Feraligatr in against his Celesteela earlier. He probably wants to try to set up a Dragon Dance or something. Not 100% sure. Or just hit me really hard with a, Waterfall. Actually, can't this thing get Liquidation now? I think it actually can, so it might be better off going for Liquidation with Sheer Force than Waterfall. Slightly stronger, I think. Unless Feraligatr can't get it. I don't know. A lot of them did get Liquidation now, so Waterfall is kind of being replaced by Liquidation on a lot of sets, on a lot of mons. Anyway, just going to go for the Toxic. I end up getting the Toxic on the Feraligatr, which is okay. It prevents him from, like, sweeping me. So, yeah, I'm just going to go for Protect, because it's like a standard Celesteela with Protect, Toxic, Leech Seeds, and Heavy Slam. But he's just going to right back into his Beedrill, which is really weird, and now I'm going to Protect to see what the heck he wants to do. He does have the Knockoff, and that would be kind of unfortunate to lose my leftovers on the Celesteela, but I think I end up staying in, because, oh no, I switch out. Okay, I switch out into my Muck. Alright, sure, why not? I have the resistance to knock off, at least. And, it is going to cost me my item, though, which is the Assault Vest, so that makes me a little less bulky. But I guess I figured that was probably the item that I could most effectively part with. But, yeah, I'm just going to go for the Shadow Snake. He ends up staying in, and that kills him, so that's pretty fantastic. And in comes freaking Zangoose. Gives me a super hard scare here with Belly Drum, and I'm like, oh shit. And then I go for the knockoff. It doesn't knock off anything, so now I know that he's a Z move of some kind. And yeah, he's just going to obliterate my Monk there with close combat. I did get very good damage though with knockoff regardless, so he's in red HP. And thankfully I did bring Mega Lopunny, so I'm just going to go into it and Fake Out. Fake Out is +3, so even Quick Attack can't outspeed me. And we're going to avoid what could have been a very, very, very nasty sweep here with Zangoose. So we limit the damage here a bit. He's able to kill my Muck, but able to kill that Zangoose before it causes any more trouble. So anyway, in comes Clefnote, a pretty good name for a Clefable. And yeah, Clefable obviously has that Fairy typing, which means I cannot damage it with fighting moves. Plus he has the super effective Fairy move. So I'm just going to go into my Rapidash, who does have the Fairy resistance. He's going to go ahead and take this time to Calm Mind up. And I'm like, well, I have the Choice Band. I really don't want to let this thing set up anymore. He's going to go for the Flare Blitz and hopefully just take this thing out. And I was so close. It lives with just a little bit of HP. And he has actually a Wish set, so he's going to go for the Wish, and obviously he's going to Protect this turn, but I just don't want to give it a free, anything. So I'm just going to keep going for it. I know he's probably going to Protect, but whatever. And indeed he does to get his HP back, but I know that he's going to be forced to switch and after this because the Flare Blitz nearly killed him from fall. He's not going to be able to live from that amount of HP, so I am going to delay the Clefable sweep for now, which is good. And yeah, in comes this Toxapex thing. And yeah, this thing, like I said, kind of walls my entire team. And it's going to take this Flare Blitz really nicely, being that it has resistance to it. Actually, I'm surprised it did that much, to be honest. And yeah, I don't really want Rapidash to die quite yet, because it's still pretty fast and can do some stuff. I actually have, I think I have a healing move on it too. I have a Synthesis, just so I can go in and heal maybe and then switch out, I guess. So yeah, he's just going to go for a Scald. I go to my Celesteela. He does not get the burn this turn, which is fine. I believe I just go for the Leech Seed because it is going to eventually force this Toxapex to switch out. I mean, obviously it's not a permanent solution, but getting a Leech Seed on this Toxapex might be my best way of getting rid of it. He does get the burn this turn, though, which is really unfortunate because it's going to actually negate my leftovers from here on out, which is one of the things that Celesteela can do to stay healthy is protect his leftovers. But now I can't really do that unless he has a, my opponent has a Leech Seed on it because, yeah, that's not going to be a net positive for me. So, he's going to go ahead and switch out. He goes back into a Bayleaf here, who is still poisoned. I believe I just go for a Heavy Slam. It's not going to do that much, obviously, with the burn. And, in fact, it does really nothing at all with the Bayleaf Eviolite as well. So, yeah, that's just not good. And he switched. There's a lot of after-turn effects going off right now. I'm still kind of expecting an Aromatherapy, to be honest. Or, I guess Heal Bell. I think it gets Aromatherapy. I know it can get one of them. Anyway, so he's just going to go for the Synthesis, I guess, expecting another Heavy Slam for some reason. But no, I just switch out into my Lopunny. I do have Ice Punch on it, but I kind of think he's just going to go straight into Toxapex, so I decided to go for a Return to see if that would do anything. I'm kind of expecting it to do absolutely nothing. In fact, no, I go for a Fake Out this turn, which is going to do absolutely nothing. I digress. I was wrong about that. But yeah, that does absolutely nothing, and I can't really do anything. I don't want to take a Scald, so I'm just going to Tapu Fini. I did bring this thing at least. This thing obviously has Misty Surge, will prevent it from getting any burns with the Scald. And he is going to try to go for it against my Lopunny, and it does nothing to Tapu Fini. And this is actually going to be a Z-move Tapu Fini. I decided to bring what is it? The one that does 75% of the damage. Guardian of Alola, that thing. I think that's what it's called. So yeah, that's my Z-move. I'm going to try to pop it here against Toxapex just to cripple it. But this is actually, in hindsight, a pretty dumb play. I mean, this is going to make him force, switch out. But obviously, Toxapex is going to carry a Generator. So it's going to be able to recover its HP from this pretty darn easily. But in my mind, I just wanted to get it to a low amount of HP so I could maybe come in and force it to switch out. This is the only other way I can think of to maybe kill this Toxapex. Fortunately, he doesn't seem to have a poison move. So my Tapu Fini can actually, pretty much hard wall this Toxapex. It would be a really boring process to these two Pokemon to actually fight. But he does get crippled down to, yellow, and now he's going to switch out, which means now he's above half again. But in comes Bayleaf. I just go for a Nature's Madness, just because that's going to have it again if he stays in. And no, he just goes for Bayleaf. I can pretty much stop that Toxapex hardcore with Nature's Madness, because obviously, if he keeps trying to go for the recover, I'm just going to keep having his HP. So I have to keep that in mind. I do have one super effective move against that thing, and that I did bring Dongfan, which can obviously super affect Toxapex with Earthquake, but I'm going to need to make sure it's low HP in order to be able to kill it with Earthquake, because it still has enormous defenses. Anyway, so Feraligatr comes out against my Bunny again, my Lopunny. I believe I go for a return this time, anticipating Toxapex, but no, instead he just goes into Bayleaf, which is pretty much sacking it. I don't know why he would do that here, but he eventually, he just pretty much sacks his Bayleaf, which I'm fine with. Apparently this thing didn't have Aromatherapy, but I don't even know why he wouldn't have it. This makes kind of sense, because Meganium does really well. I guess Bayleaf does really well. It would be a Cleric/Healer, but I don't know. Anyway, in comes Toxapex again. I go right back into Tapu Fini, knowing that I pretty much have a hard check here now. I was pretty much trying... Before this, I was worried that it might have a poison move, but it does not. So, yeah, he's just going to keep going for that Scald. He can obviously Scald my Tapu Fini. My Tapu Fini has no way to reliably recover its HP, though, especially since it doesn't have leftovers, so it can get worn down. I have to be careful about that. I'm just going to go for a Taunt, because that kind of obviously limits what he can do, but instead he goes into his Feraligatr. So that thing can hit pretty hard. It does stop him from trying to Dragon Dance on my Switch, though. I stay in, I believe, to Nature's Madness this thing. I don't know why I did that. I probably could have... Well, I guess I don't really have a great Switch in for Feraligatr either, which is why I decided just to do that. It lowers Feraligatr's HP quite a bit, and Feraligatr has no way to really recover its HP either. Plus, it's Toxic Poison. So here I go into Celesteela. and he's going to keep going for Waterfall. I believe I lived this Waterfall barely, like with 4 HP, so that was actually pretty critical. And I can go for the Protect this turn, which would hopefully cause this Feraligatr to kill itself. But instead he's going to switch out. He's going to keep it for later and go back into Clefable, which is an interesting play. I actually, no, I don't go for the Protect. I go for the Heavy Slam, kind of anticipating Clefable, so this is an excellent play for me. And yeah, that's going to do decent damage despite my burn to Clefable due to it being super effective. And I'm really hoping this is a 2-hit KO, because if he gets the opportunity to set up this Clefable, I could pretty much be done for. So obviously he's going to Protect to try to get his HP back with leftovers. He's hoping to get just enough HP that he can survive this Heavy Slam. So I'm really, really, really hoping that I can KO after the leftovers. So I'm going to go for it. It's going to be close, looking at how much damage it did the first time. And like I said, really don't want to give this thing an opportunity to set up, or I'm pretty much screwed because it probably has Flamethrower. So I go for that Heavy Slam, and it does take out the Clefable. Super great for me. Actually, a great prediction for me, going for that Heavy Slam there, instead of just trying to go for the Protect to kill for Alligator. So now really feel proud about that. And he switch, in comes Toxapex again, and I decided to keep my Celesteela around because he only has 2 Pokemon left. If I can kill his Feraligatr, that means that, and I'm going to outspeed Toxapex. If I can get a lead sheet on this Toxapex, it'll pretty much confirm me the win. But I do have to sack something. I go into my Rapidash. I don't really need it against either of his remaining 2 Pokemon. So, yeah, down goes Rapidash. I go into my Tapu Fini again. And I know that I can pretty much easily Nature's Madness here. I just need a Nature's Madness just enough that, and mind you, my terrain is keeping him from getting the burn, so that's good. I know that I can take 1 Scald with my Donphan, and as long as I still have this fairy terrain up, he can't burn my Donphan. So what I want to do is just go for 2 Nature's Madnesses, and then go into my Donphan, which will force this Toxapex to switch out, which will effectively sack his Feraligatr. So I'm pretty much, trying to, play a chess match here to get him to sack his Feraligatr. So I'm going to go into my Donphan. Despite the, weakness to Scald, he cannot burn me to the fairy terrain, which would obviously ruin my plan because it would lower the power of Earthquake. In fact, I ended up living it with with half. Now I have over half HP after the leftover, so that's pretty fantastic. And I'm hoping that I can kill this Toxapex here with the Earthquake if he stays in. And if not, and he does switch out because he is not sure that he can live a Earthquake from a Donphan, it's going to force him to sacrifice Feraligatr, which is excellent. Yeah, that's just amazing because now he's going to have to go back into his Toxapex. And I don't think Donphan can kill him from 75%. So, I'm going to go ahead and switch out. I know that I pretty much have this game well in hand. No, I do go for an Earthquake. I want to see how much it did. That's right. I go for an Earthquake thinking I might 2-hit KO, because I know that I can live another Scald. That's right. But instead he goes for the Recover, which is a good play to keep him in the game. That's right. I was trying to 2-hit KO me with Earthquake here, knowing that I could live another Scald, and obviously can't be burned. But now that he went for the Recover, that's pretty much off the table, and my miss disappears. So I have to sack off something now. So I'm going to go ahead and switch out into Lopunny, because Lopunny's not going to be very useful here, and I need to sack something. But pretty much now the plan is, and I think I have this game pretty much well in hand. I'm just going to wither, let it do whatever it wants with Lopunny. It doesn't really matter. I need him to kill Lopunny so I can get a safe switch into my Celesteela, get off the lead sheets. In fact, I don't even think I need the lead sheets in hindsight. But it would make it a lot easier, obviously, to wither down this Toxapex. So, yeah, I'm just going to try to get that safe switch into my Celesteela to get those lead sheets. And then I'm going to go into my Tapu Fini and pretty much do the same thing I did before. I know that I can do about half with the Earthquake, judging by the damage we just saw. So if I just go into my Tapu Fini, get as much damage as I can with Nature's Madness, and hopefully switch into Donphan. Actually, what I really could do is, this is what I was planning to do, is with my Tapu Fini, just keep going for Nature's Madness over and over and over again until he killed my, forced to kill my Tapu Fini, and then I could go into Donphan and obviously murder this Toxapex. So that's his only shot. If I get the lead sheet, it's basically a guaranteed win for me, because that lead sheet damage will keep my Pokemon healthy, and pretty much make it impossible to kill my Tapu Fini, period, straight up. So if I can get the lead sheets, if I don't miss with lead sheets after he kills my Lopunny, it's pretty much a guaranteed win. If I do miss, I still feel pretty good about being able to come out on top, because I can wither him down and hopefully get him to a point where I can EQ him to death. And he can only recover so many times, too. So that's cool. I think Recover only has, obviously, 16 PP. after PP Max. Nature's Madness also has 16. So eventually I'd be forced to go for Surf against him, but I probably could wither him down, and to the point that I could kill him with Donphan. I end up hitting with the Leech Seed, so don't even have to worry about that. The Leech Seed will pretty much guarantee me the win. In fact, he's just going to go ahead and run this next turn, knowing that he pretty much has no more shot to win. But either way, good game there. This name is ironic, playing till the end, pretty much. Well, not quite, because he did run, but this was pretty much, that was checkmate right there. But yeah, good game, and yeah, always a hard one against you, and outplaying that. You felt actually really good outplaying that Toxapex. But today's question of the day is going to be, what is your favorite Pokemon ability? Now, obviously, Regenerator is an excellent one that helps not only, in fact, Regenerator just has made Pokemon OU as of recently. Toxapex, and not to mention Tangrowth. Tangrowth with Regenerator, and Regenerator is the reason that Tangrowth is OU right now. It's just an excellent ability, that, and not to mention Slowbro, Mega Slowbro. He's not OU, but he was, always really good because of the Regenerator ability. Not Mega Slowbro, but regular Slowbro. The Regenerator ability is just a freaking excellent ability. As for me, my favorite ability is probably still Intimidate. I really do like abilities that trigger on Switch, like Regenerator and Intimidate. Obviously, you have Drought, and those abilities just got banned in lower tiers with the Drought and Drizzle abilities. But it's always really powerful when you go out and get a positive effect, even if it is an effect that would never consider using a move for. Like you would never use Growl, for example, in a competitive match. But getting that free Growl off a switch in probably makes Intimidate probably my favorite ability. But I also really like Moxie, man. Moxie is a super fun sweeping ability. It's Speed Boost. I mean, they're all great. I probably have to say Intimidate just because it's a lot of Pokemon I like, and it does really good work at what it does. But yeah, leave a comment about that, and see you guys again next time. Later.